Hello and welcome to my all quests, all endings guide to Elden Ring. We're on part 9 and we've just gotten the Hoarfrost Stomp from West Liurnia. We're now heading to East Liurnia. So cross the bridge to get over here, speak to the merchant, buy any items you want. Don't forget the cookbook if you haven't got it already. You'll notice my level's gone up a bit. So go to the Bellum highway, grab the Sacred Tear and the Grace. Basically, I did a bit of farming at the Moog's Palace to get myself a few levels. We're now going to go over to the Grand Lift of Dectus, so hop on Torrent, ride this way, kill the guys if you want to, but watch out for the ballista attacks. So just dodge left and right, weave past everything, don't bother fighting them. We're not going to use the lift yet because we haven't got the 2 halves of the medallion. We're just going to get there and activate the Site of Grace. So keep going, keep going. Grab the Grace. And a little bit later on, once we've got the 2 halves of the medallion, we can come back here and we can activate the lift to get to the Altus Plateau. But for now, we're going to head back out where we came and we're going to go and deal with the Frenzied Flame Tower. So jump on Torrent, ride up this hill, and just be aware that you will eventually get madness build up. It's intermittent, so the trick is to hide behind rocks and things and only advance when it's not blasting madness out. If it's building up too much, go and hide somewhere and wait for it to go down. We've got a couple of rats to deal with at the bottom of the tower, but you can just skip them by jumping on the ladder and climbing. Whether you dodge them or kill them, jump on the ladder, climb up again. You'll find the Incantation Howl of Shabriri here, really useful incantation. And then climb to the top, and to turn this thing off, you just got to kill all these cultists on top of the tower. So that's him dealt with, that's him dealt with, that's him dealt with. Giving us madness there, so just be aware of that. As long as there's some of these guys alive, that'll keep activating. Whenever it activates, it will do a bit of damage. So we dealt with all those, so we don't need to worry about taking damage from the Frenzied Flame Tower anymore. So drop it down. Drink any potions you want. Then we're going to head off to the Frenzied Flame Village. So right down here. Again, there's an important talisman we're going to grab in a second. I think it's Shabriri's Woe, which you can give to yourself before you summon a mimic, and then remove it from yourself, and all enemies will focus on your mimic. So it's really useful in some boss fights. That's it, Shabriri's Woe. Definitely want that for your boss fights later. Make your way up here. There's going to be an invader here. It's Festering Finger Vyke, I think, and this is the guy that you get this spear that I'm using off. And you also get the Fingerprint Grape for Hyetta's Questline. So deal with him however you see fit. There's the Fingerprint Grape and Vyke's War Spear. So make your way up to the Church of Inhibition. Grab the Sacred Tear. Grab the clothes if you want. You can soak the Lord of Blood's Favour in Maiden's Blood here if you didn't do it at the Chapel of Anticipation. Once we've done that, right over this way, we're just going to grab a couple of spells, which are quite nice to have. Over at this rise. So ride. Just quickly deal with this troll guy. Bit trickier than the Limgrave one because he's got spells and a bit more HP, but shouldn't give you too much trouble. Now you'll need a Glinstone crown and Thop's Erudition gesture that you got from completing his quest earlier. So stand in front of the seal, put the Glinstone crown on, any of them will do. I'm going to use Sellen's. Then just stand here and do the Erudition gesture. That should break the seal. As soon as that's gone, run through, deal with this big sort of ball of sorcerer head thingamajiggery, however you see fit. Jump on the left, get yourself to the top, climb the stairs, get yourself Haimar's Gavel and Haimar's Cannon. Well, Cannon of Haima, kind of, and the Gavel of Haima. I'm going to go back out. We're going to go to the Blackknife Catacombs next, so don't do that. Try and be a bit more careful with your parkour. I suck at parkour, so if you get killed, just go back from the graves and have another go. Just head back to the rise and use the tombstones to get down. Only do it a bit more carefully than I did it. So there we go, there's our runes. Grab those. And make our way down here. Ideally without just leaping to our death this time. When you get to the bottom, deal with this guy. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Enter the catacombs and grab the grace. Make your way down here. Now some of these skeletons are normal, sort of kill them and then kill them as they're resurrecting to get rid of them properly. And some of them are summoned by this kind of necromancer guy. Use a stone sword key here. That'll give you the Rossus Axe. I think. Deal with those, go back. Now we need to do the secret boss in this dungeon. We need to ride one of those guillotines up to where the necromancer guy is summoning them from. You need to try and get yourself in such a way that you can ride. So we rode it up then, but we were dead at the time, so it was a bit too late. Not to worry, we'll have another go. So push back down. Run through there. Down here, grab your runes. Dodge, heal, jump up there, kill the necromancer. That should despawn the skeletons he's controlling. Deal with these skeletons. Follow it round. Get yourself a grave glove up there. And this is the secret door to the boss. It's a Blackknife Assassin. Apply any buffs you want here. You need to do this for Rogier's quest, really. Using Vyke's War Spear here. And he will give you the Blackknife Fingerprint and the Assassin's Dagger, I think. Something like that. Assassin's Cerulean Dagger and the Blackknife Fingerprint. So that's what we need for Rogier's quest. Grab any items, pull the lever. You can kill that, whatever. Open the gate, kill the crabs. Kill the skeletons. Kill that, kill that, kill that. There'll be a big crab jumping at you, so surprises here. Deal with them however you see fit. Ideally in a less messy way than I did it, but there you go. Grab your rune arc. Now we're going to make our way back to the start. We've opened the dungeon, so we should be able to finish the main boss of the dungeon off. You could walk back to the site of grace, of course, but we're just going to run back and deal with it. So straight back there, straight up there, that's the door. It's a cemetery shade we're going to fight here, so apply any buffs you feel you need to complete the fight. Healing with a warming stone there because I'm out of flasks, but it shouldn't give us too much trouble, so I'm not too worried. So look out for the minions he's got with him helping out those skeletons. shouldn't give you too much trouble. That's going to give you the Twin Sage Sorcerer Ashes, and we're also going to get a Death Root from this chest, which you'll need for Gorank's quest. So now you can head out, kill that guy. Kill him again if you want to. Now we're going to make our way to Church of Vows. So get on Torrent, ride this way. Feel free to skip this Rune Bear fight. I'm really just fighting him for the hefty beast bones, which are a really useful and important crafting item, but do feel free to skip it. These are quite nasty, particularly if you're low level. They're very fast and they do a lot of damage, so they can be quite relentless as well. Eh? Just looking for him to sort of whiff an attack, which will give you an opportunity to get a good hit in. Need a heal as well. Trees won't stop these, they just basically plough through them, so do stay alive. Let's just whiff the attack so we can get a bit of damage back in. Can be helpful to try and stay to the side of them, but again, they are very fast, so they can turn quite quickly as well. So that's him dealt with, and that's going to reward us with some hefty beast bones, beast blood, a lump of flesh, and something else. So again, feel free to skip that. It's not an easy fight if you, and it's not required. But whether you fight him or skip him, right down here, either kill or run past these guys. Again, you can feel free to skip this and just run past him if you want. But as long as you can get around the back and kill the driver, these tanks aren't too much of a problem. Especially on their own. Once you've dealt with him, right up here, deal with these nobles or run past them. Might have a few items for you, like some ever so useful rower fruit. Always welcome. Get your sighted grace. This is a Church of Vows here. So we're going to get Box Gold Needle, and we're going to speak to Miriel. So that's the Gold Sewing Needle for Box Quest. Going to speak to Miriel. Exhaust all the dialogue. Ask him as much as you can ask him. The fountain in the background is where you can absolve your sins if you get some celestial dew. So if you make any NPCs angry and you want to stop them aggroing you, you need to get some celestial dew and use it in the fountain behind. So exhaust all his dialogue, buy all these incantations, ask him about everything that he'll ask you about. And you can give him prayer books as well, which allows you to buy more incantations. He's telling you all about the relationship between Marika and Radagon and Renala, and he'll tell you about how the Golden Order and the Carian royal family and the Academy are all connected. So there's a lot of lore, a lot of story in this conversation. So once you've fully exhausted all this dialogue, we can move on. We're going to go to Round Table Hold. You're going to run talk to Rogier and give him the Blackknife Fingerprint. He'll tell you a bit more lore and story about what was going on with the Night of the Black Knives and all that stuff. You'll ask if you can borrow it, tell him you can, and go and reload the game. When you get back to him, he'll give it back to you, and he'll tell you what's discovered. A bit more Elden Ring lore for you here if you pay attention to all this. And then you can ask him about Rani. So, finish all this conversation. And basically, he'll suggest you go and work for Rani. So that's what you should do. Go and talk to Fia, though. When you get the chance, use the other option. I think it's to ask about Rogier, and she'll give you a Sacrificial Twig. Then we're going to go to Kari Manor, and we're ready to start the next part. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more Elden content.